Now we're going to discuss how to do some data exploration, because when you build a model, you definitely need to know what kind of variables you have available, and you need to know some information about the distribution and maybe also the associations between these variables. So we're going to start with a very, very powerful tool which provides you a lot of insights into the data, which is called Explore. So for that you need to go to the left into the service section. If you don't have it, you have to go to views and find servers and just click here. So let's go to the service and then local and libraries, and let's locate our tutorial. Double click on it. We only have bike data. Right click on it and choose Explore. So this one is like pretty slow, but you're gonna love it once you try it. It's gonna take us some time. Because what it does, it kinda like, processes the whole data set. So as you can see, this is our data set, and on the right we have a lot of different options. So we have data view list, then we have quick stats, and we also have tools, but we are only going to focus on the first two. So let's start with the data view list. Let's imagine that we do not want to do all the columns. We do not want to explore, let's say, the instant column or the date. All we want to explore is, for example, let's see. First of all, we want to explore casual, registered, and total count, because this is our target, and you definitely need to know a lot about the distribution, right? What happened here? I don't know. Okay, it doesn't matter. So let's just place them to the right. The selected column means these are the columns that we would like to work with, right? So we also want to do the wind speed and the humidity and also the temperature. We could also do the others. We could do, let's say, the weather situation, maybe the working day, the weekday, holiday, month, and oh, sorry, somehow I just deselected them in here, and season. Okay, so we'll not just be exploring 3 variables from there. So if you just, click on cancel, it's not gonna help. We have to say add to pending updates. And after that, here we have to click on apply updates so that actually it gets applied, and then we will be working only with the selected columns. As you can see, you also have some other options. You can also filter your data and you can sort your data, but we're not going to do any of these. We're going to go to quick stats right away. So the first thing SAS does is it creates a matrix plot. We're going to explore it a little bit later. Right now we'll click on click to run all statistics. So it will run some statistics for us. It will provide us with the mean value. It will also give us the minimum, the maximum, and what is very important, it will also tell us if we have any missing values present. So, it will give you some idea about what quality of data you deal with, right? Because let's say if some variables have too many missing observations, maybe it doesn't make sense to use them. Maybe it makes sense to impute them by, let's say, replacing the missing values with the mean or the median, right? So let's have a look. We're almost there. So let's start with this scatter plot matrix chart. Let's just click on it to expand. And now you can see your chart. And to read it is basically just, the problem with this chart is that it only provides you with 5 variables. So let's see, we have the total count, we have the casual, registered rides, and also we have the wind speed and the humidity. And this is exactly the way we chose those variables, exactly in that order. So you see, like here it says the total count, casual, and then you also have registered, wind speed, and humidity. So let's come back to this plot. Okay, so this plot shows us whether we have any correlations in the data or not. Visually, it doesn't give us any correlation information, but still it shows us whether we have some correlations or not in our data. So total counts and casual, they seem to be highly correlated, as well as the total counts and the registered users, like here, the intersection. The total count and the wind speed, no, they don't seem to have any correlation. And the total count and the humidity, again, there is no correlation, at least linear correlation, okay? There is no linear relationships. So total count and casual, like we talked about as before, right? So they seem to be correlated, as well as casual and registered. But casual and wind speed or casual and humidity, no. There doesn't seem to be any correlation. Total count and registered, yes, they are correlated. Casual and registered, yes, they are correlated. Registered and wind speed, no, not really. Maybe just a little bit. Registered and humidity, no. Humidity and wind speed seem to be a little bit correlated. So maybe we'd need to look further into this and check out for the coefficients. But wind speed and humidity are not correlated with any of the other variables. So this is our information, and let's move on. So also we have some quick stats, right? So let's say for the total count, it gives us the average count. So in total, on average, we have 4,500 writes a day. We have 731 observations, 0 missing values. Also, the minimum is 22 writes, and the maximum is 8,714 writes, and so on. So you can explore the variables this way. Plus, you have access to some graphs. So you know the total count, we can call it a continuous variable, but we can still check a bar chart or we can check histogram. And as we can see, the histogram also has this line of the bell shape, the bell curve, and it shows us whether it's normal or not, right? So the distribution seems to be normalish, right? So we will not need to transform this variable. Let's have a look at the casual one. The casual seems to be highly skewed to the right, so maybe applying a logistic function on it and changing the scale can help us with the skewness a little bit. So the registered users, they seem to be fine, right? From the observations, again, they seem to have like a normal distribution. Then we'll look at the wind speed. Yeah, it's pretty normal. And also we have the humidity. It is a little bit skewed to the left, but it's okay. The temperature has 2 peaks, but maybe it doesn't need to be anyhow transformed. So then we also have, the weather situation, and we can see that most of the weather is normal, but sometimes there are extremes, which is kind of predictable. No surprises here. So the year, again, we know that we had data on 2 years, so it's pretty normal to expect that we would see almost equal bars. The same goes for month. Yes, what a surprise, they're almost equal. And the holiday, again, no surprises here. We have more working days than non-working days. The weekday is the same thing. It's not surprising, right? Also the working day, right? We have, we knew that we have more working days because we have more working days than weekends, right? Plus than holidays. And the season, again, no surprises here. We have 4 seasons, so that's pretty much it. That's your fast data exploration.